Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Andrew G, and welcome to episode 15 of my podcast, The Public Affair. We were just talking about that outside, how we're on episode number 15 already. Thank you guys all for your support. You guys are the best. Big shout out to Rogue Media Network, my boy Michael Hamilton, who is my producer. Thank you for making the podcast what it is today and helping me with this project. You're the best, man. I have a really special guest in the studio today, but before we get started, I want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Arjon Painting, or Arjon Painting. Si habla español, my boy Juan Arjon. They're a local family-owned company. Over 35 years in the business, they specialize in residential homes, interior and exterior, best quality guaranteed. Make sure you hit up Juan if your home needs a good paint job. My boy Zihad at Halabi with Cedar Sphere, digital marketing company. If you guys are building a business from the ground up and you need some digital marketing done, Zihad's going to take you there and he's going to bring your business right up.
Not only that, he's a super nice guy.
He very much is,
He
isn't
really is. He's a super nice guy.
Yes, for sure. So make sure you call Zihad for all your digital marketing needs. I also want to give a big shout out to Midway Nutrition, my boy Marcos Cordero. He's located on Hewitt Drive. He sells meal replacement shakes. So if you guys are looking to lead a little more healthier lifestyle and you want to get into some meal replacement shakes, hit up my boy Marcos Cordero at Midway Nutrition. Super bomb. He has different flavors. My favorite is the Honey Nut Cheerio. And he's got tons of different flavors. And big shout out to Waco Nutrition and Energy on Spate. That's their sister company. Thank you guys for sponsoring The Public Affair. And of course, my boy Frank Baiza at B&J Refinishing. They focus on resurfacing bathtubs, counters, sinks, tiles, and more to original showroom quality. They have a 5-year warranty on most work and best prices in town. So, Frank, thank you so much for sponsoring The Public Affair. More to come. All right, guys. So, it's just so natural for you to do that. And I loved it.
He's a super nice guy.
He is. No, I love Ziad, and I love you too.
I've known him for a long time.
Yes, and I just want to say, the way to introduce this guest, this is radio royalty.
Hardly.
No, it is, darling. And I'm so excited that she agreed to be on my podcast. I want to give a shout out and welcome everybody. Chrissy from Power 108 is on The Public Affair. How you doing?
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm super pumped about your show.
No, you know what's so great, everybody, is that when I first started in radio, I came up under Chrissy 5 years ago at Power 108. And she was the one who was mentoring me to do everything. So it's so crazy to think that 5 years later, this is where we are now.
I know. How did it went by really fast.
I don't know. Yeah. But that's why I'm wearing my Power 108 shirt too, because you're here.
That's nice.
Okay. So, represent. And plus I still work there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, I can't believe that it's been 5 years.
It has went by really fast.
I know. And I never thought we'd be in a predicament like this where I'd have a podcast and you'd be a part of it. So
I know. I'm super excited for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. And it's, it's really because of you that I know everything, the ins and out about the business and radio and all that. And you taught me a lot. So
well,
I really appreciate it. Yes.
Well, you picked it up pretty easy.
You
did.
It was difficult, but we'll see. It's a lot of pressure, I feel. Don't you think? Being on the radio and everybody can hear your voice? No?
I don't know. I think people either they dig you or they don't.
Yeah.
It's not really I don't think you can woo somebody. Either they just like you or they don't like you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I guess for me, it was just are people going to like me? Are they going to be receptive?
Yeah.
Are you somebody who's a veteran in the business going to think, oh yeah, he's pretty good at this, and now get him out of here. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No, I'm like everybody, try something new. I don't know.
Right.
Whatever.
Well, I couldn't have come under a better person, so thank you so much for everything.
You're sweet.
And I'm so happy that you're here on my podcast.
Of course.
That's freaking great.
Yeah.
And the best part about this, Chrissy, The Public Affair, is that this is not radio, so we can say whatever we want.
Oh, I can
so
say the not two words?
Yes, you can. The ones that we can't say on the air.
I know,
we can say them here.
Sometimes it's super hard.
Well, part of the reason why I invited you on is because, first of all, I love you. And second of all...
It's mutual.
Yeah. Second of all, I really want people to see the different side of Chrissy that I know. Everybody knows the girl on the radio with the country twang. She used to be on 97.5 and now she's on Power 108. She's just got that country twang voice. But Chrissy's actually really fucking funny. She's hilarious.
I had a co-host for 13 years.
Okay.
I had several different co-hosts because I did the morning show.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm by myself, I have no one to talk to, and I think I'm getting dumber. Because I used to be pretty witty, really fast and really quick, and I'm just all alone in that studio by myself.
Right.
And
you know what I always thought?
That's what I miss.
I always thought you and I would have a really good morning show.
I think you're right.
I'm not even gonna. I always thought if me and Chrissy had a morning show, that would be funny. Well, I mean, the fact that we have to be more censored on the air.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Like here, I think this will be a really good episode.
Correct.
You know,
yeah. I think this would be better
if it was more like unfiltered.
Because you have to be super appropriate.
Yeah,
you gotta walk the line.
There's a lot in radio, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But before we do, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? So for people who don't know who Chrissy Might is, which whatever, if you're from Waco, you do. So.
I did mornings on 97.5 for 13 years. And I did the morning show. I loved it. It was awesome. It was fun. I had multiple co-hosts. I started out, I was hired by Flash Phillips. Then he left, and then I had Jay Charles. He left. Then I had Darren Taylor. He left, and then I had Dylan. And then I got the boot. I got severance because we got replaced by a syndicated show. Right. So they were like, well, we don't need you anymore. So I got the boot.
So what about so are you from Waco, Chrissy, or did you grow up here?
I did. I went to I'm from Baltimore, but I moved here at a very young age, and I've been here long enough that I went to elementary school and high school and some college here. So. Yeah, I guess you could say I'm a Waco girl. Yeah,
she's a Wacoan, for sure.
Yeah.
With all those locals love us, you better be a Wacoan. I for sure, damn sure didn't get one yet. Which I always wanted. Yeah, no, but that's cool. And I wanted to talk to you about how you got into radio. I mean, I know, again, you and I talked about that 5 years ago, but for a lot of the people that don't know, you did start off at 97.5.
I did, yeah.
And I mean, a lot of us, I think I had Roman the Realtor on episode 2.
He's so awesome.
He's great. Love him.
I've known him since he was in high school.
Oh, really?
He would call into our morning show, and for me, as long as you're playing along, I'm down. Like as long as you get it, I'm down.
You were in.
So he would call. He's quick. He's witty. His sense of humor is hilarious.
Yeah.
So he would call like in characters and different things, and
I'm like, he said I would call like in different voices and mess with them.
And we would just, if you're willing to play along, I'm in it. Let's go. Yeah.
I remember when I was working one time at my full-time job. I think I had the person that I was working with call you for a prize on Power 108. And I was like, just call Chrissy. And then she ended up winning, but we were like busy, so we were rushing. Yeah. And she's like, okay, gotta go. And then you went on the air, and it was like the funniest thing because you was like, Andrea was just in a rush, and she didn't have time, this and that. And
she didn't have time for no business.
But she won the Stripes coupons or whatever, Yeah. So, okay, what were you doing before you got onto the radio?
I worked for billing in a hospital. I think I was at Hillcrest. I'm not for sure if I was at Hillcrest or Providence because I worked at both. And this is how small town and just wacky things go. Right. So I worked with the program director's wife. Her name was Laura. The program director of 97.5 at that time was Flash Phillips. Okay. His wife was Laura. Right. And she and I were friends. We worked in the same business office, and we just hit it off. You know, you meet some people and you're like, I get you, we click.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're always hanging out and having friends. And at that point, Tammy Taylor, who was on Oldies, who now doesn't work there anymore, she was let go. Okay. She had left the morning and was doing middays. So Flash was like, hey, I'm looking for a morning person. He called me and he said, have you ever thought about doing radio? And I said, no, not at all. I'm like, not in a billion years. He said, I just think you'd be a good fit. So I said, well, okay. Well, I'll tell you what, let me try it. So he said, well, come in and try it for a week, and then after a week, we'll reassess, see how it goes. So I was like, okay, no harm, no foul. So I would get up, do the morning for a couple hours, then I'd go to work. And at the end of the week, I was like, man, this is some wacky business. It's fun. Every day is completely different. Yeah. I think I want to do it. Oh, yeah. My fear was 10 years down the road, I'd have a regret that I didn't take the chance. Right. That was my driving fear. I was like, man, I don't want to be at a job for 50 years and think, man, I should have tried that. Right. What's the worst case scenario? Yeah, I feel it doesn't work out, you get another job. Right. That's just kind of how it goes. Right. So. Yeah, and that's how I did it. Yeah, well, and I think radio is one of those things. Like, I feel like once you get hired on, it's not that. Like, I feel like anybody can go apply like at Sonic and go work at Sonic, but I don't feel like everybody can be on the radio. I feel like it's one of those exclusive jobs. I mean, would you agree or would you disagree? It kind of is, but it's more of a who you know. Okay. Like, as long as you know somebody in, that can kind of help you get in.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. I would, yeah.
And see, the thing is Waco's so small that your options are super limited. And once you kind of wear your welcome out somewhere, you act bad somewhere, like it gets around. It really does.
Yeah. Like, you mean like if you're the bad apple?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yes.
Well, I knew that when I was scared shitless when
Why?
I was, no, okay, because I tell okay, so I got into it because I was in my room one day and I was like, I got to do something with my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and I was like, well, I guess, oh, look, Power 108's looking for interns. I wonder if I'm too old, because at the time, I think, I was like, 24 or 25. And so I was like, yeah, let me call them. And I did. And I called our business manager, Cynthia.
Right.
Shout out to Cynthia.
Super nice.
Love her. And so she's like, yeah, come in for an interview and we'll see about internship. And I got the internship and I was excited. But I remember when she told me, okay, you're going to go meet Chrissy at Don Carlos. Remember we used to do Don Carlos? Yeah. And I think the first thing I did with you was...
way pre-pandemic when you could hang out.
Yeah, when we can do things. Yeah. And I remember first meeting you and I was just like nervous because, you're Chrissy you were from Darren and Chrissy.
That's
so everybody knew you as that. So,
Yeah.
I think people have this preconceived notion that, people in the radio just like, oh God, it's, I guess another intern or, somebody have to teach. But you were one of the ones that was like, very like, yeah, I'll teach you whatever you want to know if you're willing to learn.
Sure, yeah.
So yeah, and I was nervous. I didn't know anybody.
Well, what's so funny is I think at that first point we were trying to kind of feel each other out, get to know each other, and you were like, hey, do you like karaoke? Yeah. And I said,
oh God.
No, that is my vision of hell.
Yeah.
I go to hell and the devil says, you're in karaoke forever. That's my personal hell.
I used to love karaoke though back in that time, and I hate it now. I can't fucking stand it. I loathe karaoke.
And I could see the glaze go from your eye, and I thought, oh no, he likes karaoke.
No, because you guys have to understand. I'm breaking the fourth wall here. You have to Chrissy on the radio, again, is this, right? Just like country twangy, like, everything's great. But when you talk to her in person, she's just it was that.
No.
Hey, do you like karaoke? No.
It's the worst.
I was like, oh my God, this woman hates me. I was like, she cannot stand me and I have to work with her. And then but I did tell Cynthia at the time, I was like, no, I want to come in the mornings when I'm off from work. And if she's willing to teach me, I'm willing to learn.
Yeah.
And then you taught me the boards and all that. So I was very, very grateful.
You're now a floater. Like you can work on all the stations.
Definitely.
Covering everything. Like you can do it all.
Yeah.
And that was my ultimate goal, was to teach you to do everything.
Well, yeah, and I like to tell people I'm a quick learner, and that was something I really wanted to do, was be on the radio. So I was like, well, I know that I think a lot of people think, oh yeah, you just go and you talk and you have fun, but there's so much things behind the scenes, like producing and stuff.
There's a lot of not fun stuff you have to do, but that's just part of it. I know, but it's just.
But we have to do it, right?
Yeah,
sometimes we get a commercial that we have to cut, and we're like, oh God.
Yeah, this commercial's the worst.
Do you want to know what? I don't know if you remember this, but I want to bring up something funny.
No.
And I'm friends with this person now, so I can say this.
Okay.
I am. Do you remember Devora's Auto Shop?
Yes.
Okay, that was the first commercial I think you had me cut.
Okay.
And I think they hated it. And I'm friends. Again, I'm friends with. Shout out to Ruben Devora. Love him.
Why?
Because I told him. Okay, so. I remember cutting it with you, right? And we didn't know how to say the name. I kept saying Devora's or Devora's. And I was like, how do we say this name?
Yeah.
And
so here's a note. When you want people to pronounce something, phonetically spell it out. It makes our job super easy. Yeah.
And at the time, I did not know Ruben. But again, shout out to Ruben. But anyway, it's just funny now. But and this was 5 years ago. And so we cut the commercial and we're producing. We're like, okay, we're going to send it off. So I go to intern with you like 2 weeks later. And then the commercial comes on, but it's not me. And I was like, that's the commercial that I cut.
Hey, what just happened?
Yeah, and I was like, why, what happened? She was like, oh, they probably didn't like it. And that was it. That was the end of that conversation. Do you remember that? I was like, oh my God, my career's over. They hated the commercial.
No, I don't.
And I told that to Ruben, and he started laughing.
That's hilarious.
It's Ruben Devora. What's up, man? I'm gonna cut that commercial one time.
So funny.
No, you didn't.
No, I've done commercials and you send them off, and the feedback the client will tell you is, don't like your voice. Like, I can't change that.
What do you want me to do, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah, or the script sometimes I'm just like.
Yeah, correct.
But now I feel like I can cut a commercial like 1, 2, 3.
Exactly.
But at the time, I just remember we was having to keep going, and you were like, cheesy announcer voice, just stare over there, do this, and I was just like, I can't do this. Denver has auto shut. That's not even how you fucking say the name.
See, I wish I could hear it now.
No, I love telling that story to my friend Ruben now, though. I was like, yeah, you guys were the first commercial I cut, and they hated it. And then I think the first successful commercial I forgot, it was like some insurance thing or whatever. So,
that's funny.
Yeah. So, hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about 97.5.
Lay it on me.
That was a big station.
Yeah, it's still a big station.
Definitely is. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that works there. I don't personally know anybody that works on 97.5, but a lot of people that know Chrissy know you from 97.5.
Correct. Well, I did mornings for a long time. A long
time, yeah.
And people driving to work, driving to school.
Everybody knew who Darren and Chrissy was.
You kind of get to know you, and they feel like we're a part of their life. And
Right.
You know, it's natural.
You know, and you were mentioning the other co-hosts that you had before Darren, when there was Darren and Chrissy.
Yeah.
All I knew was Darren and Chrissy.
Yeah.
So how long was Darren and Chrissy on the, like Darren and Chrissy on there?
Honestly, I'm the worst.
Okay.
The worst about remembering.
Yeah.
Dates, times. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't. I have no idea.
So what can you share with us about, I guess, that whole show? I mean, was it fun for you? I mean, was Darren really nice?
Okay, so some people you click with.
Okay.
Some people you don't really click with.
Yeah.
He and I didn't really click.
Okay.
We were more like a brother and sister.
Okay, but that's cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like once I kind of figured out what kind of person he was, and I was like, okay, I get you. I know your hot button. I can push it. I get it. Yeah.
Right.
But before him was Jay Charles. And Jay Charles and I, man, we just clicked. Like I knew, like he knew how to make me laugh in a heartbeat. And it was weird coming from such a great experience to having to relearn somebody and their mannerisms and their tics and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys had a good relationship for the most part.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
No,
so,
I still talk to him. We text every once. Yeah.
Okay. I've never met Darren, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I mean, it's not news. I mean, that he had whatever happened.
Correct.
You know, and but I just remember the program. No, the business manager at Power 108 was like, if you're ever on the news, we will never work here ever again. And I used to be scared
That's a very big
It's
no.
a very big thing. She's like, if you're ever on the news for anything, you are done here. And I used to go out and I used to be like, I can't drive, guys. I can't drive. I'm going to get arrested.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you know, people make mistakes.
Yeah.
The deal is, you know, you got to learn from your mistakes.
Right.
And once you learn,
So was that segment
on.
over once that happened?
Oddly enough, it kind of, yeah.
Okay.
He kind of brought the boss. That incident kind of shined a light on, hey, what's going on in that market? That market's kind of a mess.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's what I want to talk to you about later, is that there's so many politics as far as like when things become irrelevant and stuff.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, though, I do want to give a shout out to some more of my mid-show sponsors. I want to give a shout out to Little Angels Waco with Jose and Rochelle Villa. They rent out bounce houses, water slides, jelly blasters for parties and everything. Now, the jelly blasters are really cool. They're like paintball guns, but they're water-based, low impact, no mess, and unlimited ammo. And if you rent the jelly blasters, Jose and Rochelle go out there and set up the whole backyard like an arena, like a paintball arena.
If you haven't seen them, they're awesome.
They're really good, right? Have you seen the videos?
They're awesome.
They're so great.
Yeah, I think that would be good for not just little kids, but like adults too.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've been wanting to get jelly blasters. I just haven't had time, but I did tell Jose we're going to get some jelly blasters.
Like, that's a party.
For sure.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Jose and Rochelle. Thank you for sponsoring the public affair. Also, Fat Boy Micheladas and Botanas and Serrano's Carnita with my boy Junior Banda and Miguel Serrano. They work together to bring you the best micheladas, botana, and carne seca that you'll ever have. They're locally operated. You can call them for parties, get-togethers, or if you just want something for yourself, like I always do.
They're delicious.
They really are.
And they're beautiful.
And aren't they?
They're like works of art. They really are.
They really are.
Yeah.
I had a michelada yesterday. So delicious. If you haven't had, you've had one.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna get you one.
Awesome.
I'm gonna get one more not on the air.
Bring it out.
Make sure you guys get the best, not the rest, with Fat Boy Micheladas and Botanas and Serrano's Carnita. Also, I want to give a shout out to Texas Contractor Insurance with my girl Nancy Pulsini. She specializes in providing insurance for businesses like carpentry, landscaping, plumbing, handymen, and more. So if you guys need some business insurance inquiries, make sure you hit up my girl Nancy on the number on the screen. I also want to give a shout out to one of my new sponsors. Thank you so much, Jeffrey Monreal, for reaching out. Pollo Box and Audio, or PBNA. You can hit him up for installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio systems. He also specializes in building custom subwoofer enclosures and much more. So make sure you guys contact him on the number on the screen. Jeffrey, thank you for reaching out to me the other day, and thank you for sponsoring the public affair. All right, Chrissy. So we were just talking about how, when the whole thing with Dan and Chrissy happened, you said that it kind of shined the light on, this is not what the direction that we're going in. I remember one of the things that you always told me when I first started, because I was like, what are the pros and cons in radio? And one of the first things you said is that there's no security.
No, there's no job
once you become
stability.
Irrelevant, that's it.
So there's no job stability.
Yeah. So and that's just the cold hard truth.
It is.
And I love working in radio. That's just it.
Yeah.
So there's that pressure of wanting to stay relevant, and because once people are sick of you, it's like, okay, we're going in a different direction.
Yeah.
So what was that like for you? I guess when the show cancels.
Well, so it was Darren and I. He had an incident that wrapped up. So, of course, local bosses were like, well, you got to have another co-host. Okay. So poor Dylan comes on, and we got along super well. He was doing a great job.
Right.
And then we got a DM from a listener who said, "Hey, I hear that the Bobby Bones show is coming to Waco in your spot."
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's how we found out.
And so you're just like, what the hell's going on? So I was
like, number one, who is that? Number two, hey, what the hey?
Yeah.
And so Dylan, smart guy that he is, he saw the writing on the wall, so he immediately started sending out resumes. He's like, this show is like we're on time. We're on
right.
What is it? How do you say it? We're on like
borrow time?
Correct.
Okay,
we're on borrowed time.
Yeah.
So I was not me. They can't fire me.
I'm Chrissy.
Exactly.
Right? They're not gonna fire Chrissy.
Yeah,
you can't get into
exactly.
Chrissy.
So
yeah.
Dylan was like, "Hey, you need to get
Dylan,
shit together."
Was Dylan a novice in radio? So he knew the business.
He'd come from come from Connecticut to Waco.
Right.
And he was super nice. In fact, I want to say he's in Chicago.
Okay.
I really don't know. We keep in touch.
I wonder if he's hot.
He is.
He is? Oh, cool.
His wife, super hot.
Okay. She's hot too? Okay.
She is a dead ringer for Jessica Simpson.
Really?
Really.
Get out of here.
Dead ringer. I'm going to show you a picture and be is that Jessica Simpson?
After the show, for sure. I want to see. Yeah.
And so he, to his credit, was like, "Hey, this is gonna end badly."
Okay.
So about 2 weeks later, the big boss calls us in. He was like, "Hey, by the way, you guys, there's a new show going to take over your spot." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like it totally, even though I already knew about it, it really kind of blindsided me.
Right.
So I got severance, and I'd been there so long that I got a pretty nice little package.
Right.
And at that point, I was, we were remodeling a house. So I was able to kind of do all that. So it really worked out okay.
But see, and that's the thing, I guess, so would you say that the show was already about to be canceled, or do you think that the whole Darren situation kind of pushed it towards that?
I think it was just
to clear that, because a lot of people might think, oh, well, Darren
because
ruined
of him.
it. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think it was just gonna.
It was just, that was it.
It was going to happen, yeah.
And that's what everybody should understand, especially if you want to be in the radio business, that it's so fickle.
It's a business.
Yeah, it's a business, exactly.
Yeah, because when Zach Owen, he called me into his office and he was like, because I worked there for about a month, and then, corporate was like, "Hey, why do y'all still have Chrissy on the payroll?" But there's so much work behind the scenes.
Right.
And that's what I was doing. They were like, "Hey, you're just going to be a floater and float around all the other stations and really help out where it's needed." And I was like, "That's fine.
Right.
As long as I'm getting insurance on a paycheck, I don't give a fuck."
Okay. Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Zach calls me in, and I thought, "Oh, this is how it's going down."
Right.
And Zach, he was super upset that he had to let me go because we'd worked. He liked me. I liked him. I have no beef with him, and he knew I was a hard worker. He knew I was a loyal and a good worker.
Right.
He was like, "I gotta let you go."
And I tried to explain that to a lot of people. It's cheaper for a radio business owner, and correct me if I'm wrong here, to do syndication rather than hire somebody and pay them insurance and full-time benefits and blah, 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 right? So that's why a lot of the shows that are on air right now are syndication.
Well, and that's what Zach was like, I feel really bad for you. I'm super sorry. However, I can help you. And he sent me tons of job leads after he let me go. And I said to him, "It's a business.
Right.
Business is business."
Yeah. I don't know, after 13 years.
I'm a number to some corporate guy, in Florida. They don't give a rip about me.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
That's how that ended.
And so 97.5, how it differs from Power 108 and why it's bigger is because 97.5 is iHeart.
Correct.
A lot of people always ask me, "Can I listen to you on iHeartRadio?" And I say no, but you can't tell. You could tell Alexa to play Power 108 in Waco, Texas. She'll play it.
Yes.
You can. So that's how my people listen to me on Saturday nights or whatever.
Thank you, people.
Yeah, people. but no, I guess for
I'm not mad.
Right.
It's just business.
It's just business.
As cruddy as it is, it's just business.
And that's so radio is fun. We get these really great perks. I've been to concerts.
Right.
We get to go to these free events. Sometimes we get the benefits of going to the free events.
Right.
But it's just, there is no job security. That's just the truth.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
correct.
And I think that's what I get a lot of people to understand. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to start this podcast too, because it's hard to maintain relevance in radio.
It is,
especially when you can't fully be 100% yourself.
Yes.
I did feel free on radio.
Yes.
But then you watch the public affairs, that's Andrew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, you're exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I listen to you Saturday nights on Power 108, it's like I get a little tease.
Yeah.
But when I watch the podcast, you get the whole shebang.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that's the prequel.
Yeah.
The Power Mix has been the prequel for 5 years. I know, yeah. How about for you maintaining relevance? I mean, are you scared that sometime like Power 108, like our boss might just tell us like, hey,
sure,
that's it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So are you going to be done after that, or
yes,
you'll retire?
Honestly, I thought after 97.5, it was done for me.
Okay.
I had a good run. I had 13 years. We had amazing ratings. We had good ratings. People liked us.
Right.
And I was done. Like
right.
it was. My attitude was, that was a fun chapter in my life.
Yeah.
It was fun. I had a great time.
So the ratings for Darren and Chrissy weren't bad.
No.
It was just like that again. And do you see what I'm saying? That you guys have good ratings, but they're just like, well, it's cheaper to do
correct
Bobby Bones or
my
whoever.
understanding was when Bobby Bones came to when he signed a major deal with it's called iHeart now, but it was Clear Channel back then. So I always want to call it Clear Channel. When he signed a major contract with Clear Channel, this is my understanding. I could be 100% wrong.
Yeah.
He was promised, X number of markets. They basically said, hey, if you'll sign a contract with us,
right,
I will give you 37 markets. So that means 37 morning shows all over the country.
Right.
They lost their job. And we were just one of them. Yeah.
God,
I don't know if it was 37. I just made up a number. Like they could have just said 10 or whatever.
It's such a crazy business.
It's a business.
Oh gosh, but that's the con of radio.
But what's so funny is he did that on 97, and then he decided pop music sucked, and now I think he does country.
Oh really?
So like he left tons of markets with no morning show.
Yeah. Well, look at that. You can get your job. Well, no, I mean, we work for Power 108 now. So,
so that's how they got Elvis Duran. Because that's who does mornings.
He does on 97.5. Yeah. That's correct. Yeah. So how does Chrissy maintain relevance in radio?
I don't know. I don't know that I do.
Do you think people are just attracted to you just because, I mean, you're just you?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why people like me.
Because a lot of people, look at like you've won several local Love Us awards. So people obviously know
they're just used to writing my name. They know nobody. They don't know anybody new. They
I've been trying
that Chrissy girl's still there. Let me write that down.
No, I don't think so. I think people because I went to a restaurant that my friend worked at last year. No. It was just some months ago, and it was right before I started the public affair, and I was trying to get everybody to vote for me for local spots. I was buying everybody.
Did it work?
No, because I didn't get it, and so because you have to go on the website, and you have to like type in or whatever, and you have to look for the category, and then my name is in there, but there's the top 5 radio DJs, and you're one of them.
Hey.
But mine is like not one of the top 5, right? Well, I'm on the air once a week for 2 hours, so like a lot of people wouldn't know me versus you.
Well, you gotta start sharing that and like forwarding on. That's what you need to start doing.
No, I was like, yo, I'll buy you a beer, but you have to go vote for me on Locals Levels. And I think I got like 20 votes.
Hey.
But I was like, I don't know. Yeah, apparently
That's
it didn't work.
Good.
But now I don't want a Locals Levels for Power 108. I want a Locals Public Affairs.
Well,
so if they do one for podcast, me and Broman, the realtor, talked about that too. Because he wins local levels like he just craps them out at this point.
He's such a good guy.
Love him. Yeah, I love. He was a great guy. So okay, so you take a hiatus from radio after you get let go from 97.5. How long was that time off?
Well, weirdly enough, man, that was like at the beginning of summer, and then all summer we worked on our house because we gutted it and then remodeled it. My mom had major surgery.
Okay.
So I was kind of helping with her. That was like November, December. Like she had major surgery, so she just couldn't do anything.
Right.
And then my stepdad, her husband, he was killed in January in a car wreck.
Oh, wow.
So my mom she was a mess.
Yeah.
She lost her husband unexpectedly. He went out to feed the horses and never came back.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. I didn't know that, yeah.
So I, with that time off, took care of my mom.
Okay.
Like I just, oddly enough, worked out okay.
Right.
And then Power 108 called and were like, hey, have you thought about going? We'd like to hire you. Do you want to go into radio? Yeah. And JC called me.
Oh, JC. Shout out to JC King. Love him.
said, hey, I just can't. I'm taking care of my mom.
Yeah.
I can't do it. So he said, okay, well, I'll call you in a little bit. Okay. So like a month went by and he called me and he was like, hey, have you thought about coming back into radio? And I said, my mom is better, but I can't at this point.
Right.
I'm full-time taking care of my mom.
Right.
So he said, okay. So then my severance was about to run out.
It's like, I guess we can do
that. I know. And then my mom was doing better. Yeah. And my mom was finally to the point where she said, hey, I think you can, do your own thing for a while. I think I'm going to be okay.
Right.
I was like, okay. And then JC called me and he was like, hey. And I was like, tell me what time. I'll come for an interview.
I always I had Kutis on here, and I told him, and I say this to everybody, there were several people in radio that were instrumental to, bringing me up to speed and my success.
Yeah.
And there was Kutis, there was JC King, there was you, and there was Gavilan.
Yeah.
Like,
Another nice guy.
Oh, and Jim Alvarado.
Another
Loved
nice
him.
guy.
I loved him. He was on the Eagle as well. So yeah, you guys were always like the ones that like really pushed for me. And we had another DJ. I can't remember his name, but he was not really the same. It wasn't the DJ. It was the other guy. I can't fucking remember his name. I wish I could remember because I really wanted to say it. But anyway, okay. So you started at Power 108, and at the time it was just you then. So right, like when JC hired you.
Yes.
Okay. So what was that?
I don't even remember if somebody was after me or in the evening.
I don't know. Well, okay. So we had.
I really don't.
When I got there,
memory.
When I got to Power 108 5 years ago, there was you. There was just you.
Okay. Then I guess it was
yes,
just me.
There was, and then we had this DJ, and then we had another guy come do nights. AJ Barrera, that's his name. He came and did nights.
Oh Lordy.
He came. He came and did nights, so I would go intern with him. I was like, can I just stay with Chrissy?
Yeah.
And so, yeah. I haven't heard from him. Go ahead. It's the public affair, darling. Chrissy's about to spill it.
Everybody fights their own demons. Mm-hmm. He was fighting a lot of demons. He legit.
Yeah.
There were issues there.
Yeah.
Lots of issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope he's doing good.
I do too.
He was very cryptic. Like, it was scary, but like weird. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking, like, I actually really liked him. But he was he was just weird. Like, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, like, he did some weird shit. But I really liked him.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
He was fighting.
Yeah.
A lot of, like, he was in the war.
Okay.
And I think that really.
Like, it might have messed him up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He didn't really get into detail. Anyway, there was you, and then we had that DJ. And, I don't want to say his name. And then we had AJ Barrera, and then there was me. And we had some interns come through too.
Okay.
Like, I remember.
If you say so.
No, we did. We had there was me, and we had this girl, Kat. I remember Kat and her boyfriend that worked there too. He was always cleaning out the attic every time I saw him. Yeah.
I think they're married.
Are they married? Yeah, they are. They were together, right?
So
I loved them.
nice.
But I would see him. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
But I would see him be cleaning out the attic. I was like, Cynthia better not ever ask me to clean out no attic because that is not what I'm here for.
Those two were super cute.
I did love them.
I think they're married now.
They might be. Yeah, I remember them being together.
I'm like 95% sure they're married.
Yeah, definitely. And then we had Mario. He goes by Dashlin now. Dashlin James. He was an intern for 5 minutes. And I remember all the interns, but I always felt like I was the one who lasted. You know what I mean? Yeah, because there was people that came in and out.
I think you're the only intern that got a show.
Probably. Well, shout out Tony G. Did Tony G get a show? No, she didn't, right?
No.
Okay. I think she got a
She should have, though.
I liked her.
Given her the
shout out to Tony G.
They should have given her the opportunity. Because I know when I left on vacation, I was like, let her fill in.
Yeah.
And
I don't know why they didn't.
I don't either.
Yeah. I never understood why they let me fill in either.
Well, you have a weird real job, wacky schedule.
Yeah.
She was already in the building.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's right there. Let her.
But that's radio for you. You know?
I know.
Yeah.
It is. It's super weird.
But yeah, I watched a lot of interns come in and out, and I was just like, am I going to be the only one here? Because then they were asking me to board up like every single weekend and every night, and can you do this? Can you do that? And I would train people, like, and then they would not be there anymore. And I'm like, well, what happened to so-and-so? Oh, they're not.
Because I think people have the misconception that when you're in a radio, it's just talking on the mic for 4 hours every day.
Right.
There's a ton of behind the scenes.
There really is.
That is not fun.
Yes.
Learning
how to produce. I never thought I'd get that shit down. Like doing a commercial.
Yes.
Like now I can go produce my own commercial, but here you go, Chrissy, send it off.
Yeah.
But at the time I was like, I don't know, like what to do. Yeah,
well,
you know.
It's not only that. It's running the board. It's when somebody else has an appearance somewhere and you're back at the station.
Yeah.
It's
you gotta
moving
make sure
all buttons and the levels are
Oh.
right. I mean, there's a lot to it.
Definitely.
Filling out mountains of paperwork, even though we're all in a digital area. I don't know why we fill out tons of paperwork.
Okay. I've been seeing all the paperwork every time I go to do my show on Saturday nights. I'm like, what is this? Like,
I know.
Can we get emails?
Like, how is it 2020 and we're still checking it off? It's done.
You know what? It's funny, and I want to ask you this too. When I started in radio, you wouldn't believe how many people during the fair.
They're your new BFF?
Oh, I had best friends for days.
For
like
real.
whenever there was like local things going on, concerts. Like if we had like Ariana Grande come, everybody was my best friend.
Yes, I do know.
Was that the same for you when you first started in radio?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like it was just crazy. Chrissy, I literally had a guy who.
See the mistake you make is by being nice and thinking you're giving tickets to your friend.
Right.
Because then what they do is they say, hey, let me ask my friend Andrew for more tickets.
Yeah.
Or, hey, and they give him your number.
Right.
So the trick is you just don't give anybody anything.
Just don't, and I
you
never
say, man,
did,
I can't.
thank God. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't. I can't do it.
But there was a guy specifically, like, I would like message everyone, because I'm really nice. And so he was like, man, stop snapping me. You're so fucking annoying. And I was like, all right. Because I would like snap people, I'm going to be on the air, I'm going to be on the air, I'm going to be on the air. He's like, stop. So I swear to God, like 3 months later, summer comes along and we're giving away tickets to Schlitterbahn. Remember we would have Schlitterbahn tickets for days?
Yes, we
would.
would.
I mean, we would have mounds of Schlitterbahn tickets. Well, we would never just give them like to anybody for the most part. And he was just like, hey man, can I get some Schlitterbahn tickets? I'm really counting on you. Me and my son are really counting on you. And I'm just like, bro, like just 2 months ago, you saw how fucking annoying I was.
Yeah.
Like, go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just, I hated doing, y'all gonna hate me. I was so happy when the fair canceled this year. It's terrible because it's like we have to go do the bumper stickers. And, I don't mind helping. But then everybody's texting you, hey, save me a bumper sticker. Hey, get me some tickets. Yeah. Hey, get me a season pass. Like, so that happens to you too.
Yes.
And did that happen to you in the beginning? How were you able to like just kind of shrug that off and be like, listen?
You just are mean about it. Sorry. They don't let me.
I would try to be so nice.
I just play dumb. Yeah. I don't know. Are y'all going to win tickets? I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. So I hated that so much. Fair season was the worst for me. I'm sorry.
Now, the fair's everybody's cool. Best friend when fair comes around.
Doll. I had best friends for days. You wouldn't believe it. Yeah. And brothers and sisters. I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Your family expands quite a bit when the fair comes to town.
I'm not going to lie.
So imagine what winning the lottery would be like.
Oh God, I wouldn't even tell anybody.
Yeah,
I moved to my exiled island, where there's no laws and just run nude and be everywhere. Yeah, it'd be great. Well, hot dudes fanning me every day, making me breakfast and waffles. I go? Yeah, you can go too. But you have to live on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have our own side.
I don't have a problem with that. Hey, I don't even have to live there. I can just visit.
So yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have like little get-togethers. Okay.
All right.
Can you what can you share about your personal life to our viewers before we wrap up? So I know your husband.
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to him. I love him.
We've been married 20 years this year.
Wow, really?
Yeah, even though you don't think he's hot, doesn't matter.
What did he say that one time?
Oh my God. You were trashed at the Christmas party.
Oh, okay, wait, guys. I get trashed at every Christmas party, but I'm not going to get trashed this time.
This is a true story.
I do. Chrissy, okay, so when I first met all of you guys in radio, I wanted to be very just level. You know what I mean? Because I don't want you guys to have a misconception of who I was. Because I really am like cool, right? But I didn't want to be known as like the alky or, the one that's always getting trashed. We had, the first time they all saw me drunk was at the Wine and Food Festival when I got hired for Power 108. Like when I got hired to do my show and I was trashed there.
Yeah.
I was trashed. I mean, I
didn't go to that.
You were not there.
Yeah.
But then I saw you at the Christmas party.
Yeah.
Yo, okay.
You were trashed.
I was trashed. But you want to, okay, you didn't go to the first Christmas party that I went to.
No. Let me tell you why. So my deal with the Christmas party is, do we get a bonus at the party? Do they hand out checks?
No, but we get free booze.
Do they give us a check?
Okay. We had that white Christmas.
I have to bring a gift.
Yeah. That you have to pay for.
I have to buy a gift.
And it's always liquor, isn't it? People always.
I don't know. But it goes until like 11 p.m.
Yes.
I'm at work at 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's always on like a Thursday or a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
On some inconvenient ass.
And everybody else shows up late.
Yeah.
They're like, woo, late party. I'm like, I'm here at 6. Nobody told me to come in late.
Yo.
So I'm like, my first question was, do they hand out checks? If so, I'm there.
You're
if
there.
not,
Okay.
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
No, okay. I took my friend to the first Christmas party, and I didn't know that they provided the booze. Because our boss will buy us everything. And we were at a restaurant. I can't remember the name of the restaurant. It was an Italian restaurant. And I was like, at the time, I wasn't making like money like that. You know what I mean? I was a little bit, whatever. And so I was telling my friend.
So when someone tells you have an open bar and you're
I
super
didn't know
young,
that.
you're like, oh, what the devil?
I did not know that. Like, because I was drinking water. And so I was like, hey, let's order a bottle of wine. And it looks like it's about $60. And so we can split it. Or I'll just put it on my credit card. And we're like, yeah, we'll split it. So we ordered a bottle of wine. And then the people there kept saying, oh, order another one, order another one, order another one. I was like, I don't got money for all that wine.
You're like,
at the end of the party, I took out my credit card because I thought I had to buy my bottle of wine. And Cynthia said, no, he pays for everything.
Yeah.
For everything.
Which is super
and I was
generous
like,
of the boss.
It very much is, yeah. And I was like, oh, really? So then we go to the next Christmas party.
Yeah, and you're like, all right,
and you came.
I got this down.
I was like, free booze,
bottle service.
And it's so cute because, Cynthia actually texted me. She said that I did something that was like like a little extra. Like she's like, hey, don't act like that in front of the boss, which I get it, like on a business standpoint.
So we're at the Christmas party. Andrew's trash. Okay. Our boss gets up with the microphone because it's a radio station. There's always radio equipment around. So the boss gets up to say the usual end of the year. You know, y'all are great employees. We've had a great year. Andrew comes up to him, takes the mic from him and says, wait, you tell him, wait. You get on the mic and you're like, hey, I just want to tell everybody I love you, you're the best. And we're all like, I don't remember that. That's the owner.
But you know what? He every time I see him though, he knows. Like, I feel like we get along on that level. Yeah. Like to me, Chrissy, I get where like Cynthia was coming from. Like on a business, like at work, I would never act like that.
Yes.
But when we're in a setting like that, it's a party.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be full on me, and so I think that's what he appreciated about me because there was always another guy there trying to talk business.
Yeah.
And then even the boss would talk to me about business. Like I'm not here to talk about business. I'm here to party.
This is a party.
Yeah, but you want to talk to me about business? You email me, bitch. What's up? You know, let's dance.
You call me Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We'll talk business.
All you could drink wine. I was getting trashed at everybody. I'm not going to do that this year. I'm going to behave. If we even get to have one because of everything going on.
With the pandemic.
I hope so. But anyway. Okay, so I love your husband though.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, and then you have your son, Tyler. I love him too.
Yeah.
And so what else can our listeners get to know about you outside of radio? Like, is there hobbies and stuff that you're into that we would be surprised about, or what's up?
No.
Oh, Chrissy makes a badass tres leches cake.
Yes, I do.
You make me a tres leches cake.
In fact, if I would have been a little smarter, I was going to bring a cake.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
No. Can you imagine? Well, I'm working out now, so it's yeah. No, okay. we'll do one for Christmas. No, I'm going to ask you for making me one. Wait, I'm doing a Friendsgiving. And
when you say we'll do one, you mean me make one for you?
I'll buy you the stuff. Yes. Okay. Chrissy, before we wrap up, what's next for you?
I don't know. I'm going to go home, cook dinner.
Well, how long do you plan on being on radio before you're like...
Until they boot me out.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. I got no plan.
Chrissy, before we go, I have to thank you so much for coming to be a part of my podcast.
I'm super pumped that you have one. And you have an outlet. People like you. It's doing well. And that makes me super proud and super happy.
Well, I really appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you so much. And the reception that it's getting really, I say it in every episode.
Kudos to you.
Thanks. Yeah. I tell everybody I'm not there yet. Like I really am. Like I'm thinking of next week's episode and like are they gonna come and what do I need to get? You know what I mean? And so, but like people honestly like you. Like okay, I named you. I named Cutis. I named JC King. I named Jim Alvarado. I named Gavilan. People like you who really took me under their wing and like pushed me to just be yourself and you can do whatever you like. Whatever. It really means a lot to me. So part of the reason why this is even happening is because of the people named off.
Nah, that's sweet.
You are. So thank you so much for coming on The Public Affair. I really appreciate it. I love working with you at Power 108.
It's
great.
Fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. You and I are at work together sometimes.
It's great, yeah.
Very rarely,
but when we do,
fun when we are.
It's a whole movie. I love it. Before we go, again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning into The Public Affair. I want to give a shout out to a couple more of our sponsors. I want to give a shout out to Elite Barbershop on Hewitt Drive. Sid Rodriguez and Marcus Guerrero and Chris Reyes are over there making you look all hot and like me. They're Super Bomb Barbers located on Hewitt Drive. You can call the number on the screen to book or download the Cut app to get your hair cut. Always stay fresh on the week. And I want to give a shout out to one of our new sponsors, Soco Soccer Academy with Dominic and Ariana Gutierrez. They're located on Franklin Drive. They offer team, small group, and individual skill training. They also specialize in soccer training, open play, and they have fitness training with Dominic and Isaac. So if you guys need to kind of get your stuff together, there's a little bit of weight.
Holidays are coming up.
Okay, but you know what? They'll have you looking right.
That's exactly right.
Have you looking right. I've had the pleasure to go watch them do open play. It's very family friendly orientated. I thought so. I really appreciate it about that. They have a lot of kids.
That'd be a good Christmas gift card.
It really would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you guys hit up Soco Soccer Academy on the number on the screen for more details. And again, if you need some personal training, make sure you hit up Dominic and Isaac on the number on the screen. Chrissy, thank you again so much for coming on to The Public Affair. I really appreciate you coming. It was great. I loved it.
It was fast.
And to everybody who tunes in, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel at The Public Affair and follow me on all social medias, Facebook and Instagram at The Public Affair. And always don't forget, darling, to keep it between us.